So let's have a look at the overall set of knowledge areas within the BA book and see where that would really fall in place. So you've got started off with the business analysis, planning and monitoring, which is connected in many ways to the elicitation, collaboration, and also to the requirements lifecycle management. Then we had a look at the strategy analysis and the requirements analysis and design definition. And then now we are now going to the solution evaluation, which is linked to pretty much all of these. So as we discussed, each of these knowledge areas has got a kind of a relationship amongst the other knowledge areas. So it's not standing alone on its own. So each of them has got a connection, some kind of dependency, and a link to the other knowledge areas. So this is the final knowledge area that we are discussing in this sequence. So with this, we would be completing the knowledge areas within the as we discussed in the BA book, and it will, as a BA, we still needs to continue working with the team in implementation of solution, but that is slightly outside the scope, because as I kept discussing with you before, the business analyst role is primarily in terms of the problem, the problem space end of the spectrum, rather than on the solution spectrum. But then we need to facilitate the team, we need to engage the team, facilitate, work with the team, support them in creating the solution, in implementing it, developing and delivering. That should be there. I'm not saying we're not supposed to do that, but then we are not the owners of the solution space, because the owners of the solution space are completely different roles: the architects, the developers, and the subject matter experts on the implementation side. They are the experts, they're the owners, they've got the right set of skill set to be able to work and deliver the solution space requirements, whereas the problem space requirements in terms of identifying the planning, the monitoring, identification, specification, the measurement, assessment, the strategization of the problems, the finding of the opportunities, the challenges, the communication of the requirements, and then the feasibility analysis, business case, getting the funds, getting the budget case, creating the proposals. All of these fall into remit of the BA. And then from there, the moving into the transition into the solution space with the design options, and then evaluation of the design options, recommendation of the solution, evaluation of the solution is pretty much in the plate of the BA. But then implementation of the solution is not really something that the BA is accountable for, though they support it. So they're not totally accountable for the solution in the real context of accountability that we discussed in the RACI matrix. So if you look at the RACI matrix, responsible, accountable, consulted, informed. So in that case, the business analyst is really kind of accountable for obviously all the things that we discussed on the problem space, the requirements. But when it comes to the solution space, they're not accountable for the solution, but they are responsible for delivering the solution by having the right set of requirements. So again, that's the facilitation and the supporting of the team members in that sense. So what is the input output diagram for this solution evaluation as a whole, as a knowledge area? So here we've got the implemented solution. If it's external, that would be the input for us. So essentially we're talking about the buy solution, or it could be the current state description, which is as is situation. That is the potential input for us. Again, another input could be the objectives, the business objectives, the plan, the vision, the solution scope, all of that, and the potential value. All of these are going to be the input for us. And then what we do here is we'll measure the solution space in terms of the performance, how it's performing, the functional, non-functional aspects of it. And then we'll analyze each of those measures and metrics and the KPIs and the critical success factors. And once the analysis is done, we'll be able to kind of understand what are the limitations within which this solution is operating in. And then again, the understanding of the enterprise limitations and the business constraints, again, to understand the overall business context and where we need to look at how we should be trying to pursue that, and recommendation of the actions to increase the solution value. Again, with all of these in place, we would be then in a position to recommend the set of actions and the next steps that should be taken so that we can improve the solution value. And in terms of the output, we have got the solution performance measures, or the metrics, very important. Solution performance analysis, which is a result of this, or the outcome from there. Solution limitation, again, outcome from this task. And then the enterprise limitation from here, and finally the recommendation of the actions from this activity. So all of these are outcomes from each of these different tasks and activities that we do within this knowledge area. So as we mentioned, it's about these 5 different set of tasks that we do out here within this context of solution evaluation. Important to realize that it's about the solution. We're not talking about problems, or we're not talking about requirements here. We moved now already into the solution space. And in this space, it's all about the delivery of value. It's the implementation, it's the development, it's the testing, it's the deployment of that solution, which would help address the requirements that we have set out for. So very important that we need to know the context. We're not talking about problem space at all now. It's about the solution now. So that's why we need to understand it's all about solution here.